Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is getting our neck to length. We've got our cone in its pocket. We've got our little base that's going to set inside of our box and our hole cut in our box. We made a pocket for our neck. Our neck right now is too long. If we put it in there right now, boy, it's way too long. It's long enough to be a baritone uke, almost long enough to be a standard CBG or a tenor guitar. But we're going to do a tenor. And I know you can't hardly see this, but this is my fretting template for my tenor on my baritone uke. It's what I use to lay out my fingerboards. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of pine that I've cut fret slots into, and I've numbered it so you can kind of see, where the frets line out, 1 through 24. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this neck blank and I'm going to mark kind of where the end of my fingerboard is going to be, so I know where the nut's going to be at. And I don't know if you can quite see that. I've marked where my nut's at here, and I know where my bridge is going to be at on my cone. So I know the 2 points that are going to establish my scale, and I know that my tenor ukulele is going to be a 17-inch scale. So essentially what I've got to do is figure out how far these 2 points need to be 17 inches apart. And then I can trim my neck. So what I'm going to do is essentially set this over my little wooden piece here, and I'm going to mark out 17 inches on my neck. Let's sharpen it a little bit. So 17 inches on my neck is right here. And I know that 17 inches on my little platform is going to be right here. So let's do this. Since they don't quite line up parallel going this way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay them out like this so that these 2 lines I can line this up and that up, and then when this is sitting over my box, or actually my little wood platform, what I can do is line this up here, and then I'll know where to trim this off. I'm going to move the camera. This might be a little shaky so that you can get a better view of this. So you can see, I know my bridge position is here. So I lined up my 17 inches from the nut there. The 17 inches is there. There's the back of my neck pocket. So I know that I need to trim my neck off right there. And I can tell you that once I do that, when I go into my box, when this is all together, I'll have roughly about 16 frets hanging out the end of my box once that's all on there. So we'll trim that off and then we'll set our neck in. let's set you back down here so we're not making you all Blair Witch dizzy. Alright, let's go trim that off, and then we'll come back and set that in. So I'm going to let that run just so that we don't have to start and stop you. And we'll come back and put that in. We'll run over the chop saw. Better and do it on the back side because it doesn't line up the way I like it. Okay. A little more filing. Still really snug. Alright, there you go. Now, we're making some progress. Now when we get our fingerboard picked out, we'll know how long it can be, and what we can do is we can also decide if we're going to lay our fingerboard over the box. We know that we've got basically 16 frets to the box, and we can even extend it over the box if we decide to. Make sure you're still in frame there, yeah. Sit you back down. So, it's starting to look like a guitar there. We also know at this point we can come in here and begin to size our heel up for our through neck. We can come in and we've got the ability to go ahead and make our heel for our through neck. So we can solid that up. We can go ahead and cut out for our jack. We can make room for sound holes. If we want to put some resonator screens up there to let some sound out the top of the box. So a lot we can get going on here. So I'm going to stop here and set up for the next thing.